Alright, y'all, welcome back to the Front Cover YouTube channel. It's your boy, Trey Wilkinson, aka Twill the Beast. And today, it's the Mike Conley All-NBA Team. Now, before we begin, weekly trivia, because I hope this will be a weekly thing, but weekly trivia, who won the first NBA game all the way back in 1946? Comment below. First person to comment correctly gets a shout out in next week's video. But this team is called the Mike Conley All-NBA Team because of this shot right here.
The other end, 2 seconds to go for the win!
So just think for ramifications. To be honest, like maybe it's Jazz Clippers after that. Maybe Clippers win. Maybe they don't blow 3-1. Maybe Clippers then beat the Lakers. Maybe we think about the Clippers being the favorite and the Lakers are the team that still has to prove themselves. Who knows? Who really knows? But just like Mike Conley just missed that shot, this is an All-NBA team of guys that will just miss the first, second, or third All-NBA teams. So I'm going to start with the guy in the thumbnail. No, it's not Mike Conley. Sorry, Jazz fans. He just in the thumbnail because it's Mike Conley All-NBA team. You get it. It's LeBron. He didn't play enough games. It's as simple as that. I hate it, to be honest, because LeBron is amazing. He was a top 3 MVP candidate before getting hurt, but he's played the same amount of games as James Harden, and even if he plays the last 2 games of the season, he'll have played 2 more games than James Harden, and I just feel like James Harden can't qualify, so that makes LeBron not be able to qualify. I can't just bend the rules just for LeBron James, I'm sorry. I mean, he's played only 60% of the season, so I feel like a third team spot belongs to someone who not only has been able to play at a high level, but play at a high level consistently enough that the team can depend on it. This season, they haven't really been able to depend on LeBron as much as they would have liked, and now they're in 7th seed because of it. But he's putting up 25, 8, and 8 when healthy. Great efficiency, great defense. Just not enough games played, to be honest. All right, second on this list, also my front court, is my favorite player. He's right here. It's not Paul George. It's Jason Tatum. And he was amazing, but it's his team success that really ruins his chances. I just feel like you can't really have any Celtics on this All-NBA team. Kevin Lewis wasn't good. Jaylen Brown probably wasn't as good enough. And then Tatum gets hurt because the team's success was, well, they underachieved a lot. I mean, they've been cratering the last month, especially the last few weeks, especially, I guess. But he was a fighter this season. Would have liked him to be a bit more of a playmaker, get his teammates involved more, get the ball moving. But I mean, he had to use an inhaler for months. I feel like the last month of the season really stepped up individually, at least. He dropped 60 points. So shout out my guy JT, Taco J. But unfortunately, he will not be making an All-NBA team. But he can make the Mike Conley team. So there you go. That's even better. And then third is a guy who was really great this season. Just simply wasn't good enough, wasn't able to take the next step to be an NBA guy. It's Bam Adebayo. He took a step up from last season, especially as a playmaker and as a scorer as well. But I feel like he needs to take one more step up as a scorer and able to be considered a perennial NBA guy. I think he'll be close this season, probably get a few votes, especially because his defense is amazing. He'll also probably get a few Defensive Player of the Year votes. And if you want to hear my thoughts on all that stuff, the NBA Award show, Front Cover NBA Award show, link will be in the description for the podcast. Had a really fun time recording that one. Should be out already. But yeah, Bam will just miss it by a hair. I mean, a bigger hair, big hair. Because I think these are the 3 guys, LeBron, Tatum, and Bam. I feel like they're the 3 guys that could have been in there. I wouldn't be mad if I'm going to put them in there, but I just think personally they can't be in there. And my backcourt will consist of 2 former teammates, James Harden and Russell Westbrook. Harden, like I said, didn't play enough games. He was amazing. He was a guy who decided to sacrifice his success, his personal success, his scoring, that is, for the good of the Brooklyn Nets. I mean, when he got traded, everyone was like, who's gonna sacrifice? Who's gonna take a hit to their stats? And it was James Harden. He was a great playmaker for them. Led the league in assists for a bit, but unfortunately, he won't be making the All-NBA team, I don't think. I mean, if you have him in there, I get why. He was amazing. He was 2 rebounds away from a triple-double on average. Was really efficient as well. But I just don't think he's played enough games. But shout out James Harden for stepping up, right, and being the point guard the Nets need. Right? Even if he did quit on the Rockets and go to a strip club and show up 20 pounds overweight, kind of made it for a little bit with a sacrifice with the Nets. And then the other guy, Russell Westbrook, Brody. I mean, he was amazing the last 2 months, but we also, I mean, this is a regular season award, not just last 2 months of the season, not just since the All-Star break. It was, I mean, he was put it nicely, he was bad at the beginning of the season. The team was better when he was not playing. This is obviously not the case now. He's been playing amazingly, new triple-double king, but the last All-NBA third team guard spot came down to him and Beal. I feel like Beal was more consistent. He was the guy from the beginning. He's the guy that was getting, the best defender was always draped on him on and off ball. Westbrook isn't as much of a threat off ball. And I mean, Beal was second in scoring, right? And yeah, like I said, Westbrook was pretty not great at the beginning of the season, whereas Beal has been a guy that scores 29% of their points every single night on average. He's a guy that shows up every night. Westbrook does that now, but like I said, taking into account the whole season, and he shouldn't be on the All-NBA team, to be honest. He'll be close, and if he played like this, like he did the last month or so, the whole season, he might make an All-NBA first team, to be honest. But between his efficiency and sometimes make some bonehead plays in the games, and the team isn't that good, all those things factor into him making the Mike Conley All-NBA team, but not the All-NBA third team, unfortunately. So, and it'd be weird to have Bradley Beal miss it, a guy second scoring. It's also weird to have a guy averaging a triple-double miss it, but it is what it is in the end. It's also weird to have LeBron missing it, to be honest. Alright, like I said earlier, this was a super hard battle to fill out, but I did it. I think I did it well, and you can listen to the entire, all my predictions and my thoughts on the awards this year in the podcast. Link will be in the description for Spotify podcast. You can listen to it wherever you get your podcasts. And before we go, make sure to like and subscribe, and comment below, answer the trivia, plus some ideas you want me to talk about, like some things you want me to talk about. So we got the play-in next week, playoffs a little bit after that. So NBA's heating up. Get ready, and I'll be back next week, hopefully. Peace.